The Cleveland Indians were on the road for some interleague play against the current NL wildcard frontrunner, the St. Louis Cardinals, at 63-57, as they currently occupy the NL's first wildcard spot. Very weak year for the NL. A lot of tight teams doing bad, but the Cardinals do have the NL's top pitcher, Cy Young frontrunner Adam Wainwright, 14-3 with a 2.24 ERA. Things would get going here in the first as Ben Revere gets a single right there, and Johnny Peralta cannot make a play with his glove. Not a very strong defender. And of course, Ben Revere is going to steal. He didn't even wait for a pitch that time. Francisco Lindor, a nice dive from Matt Carpenter, but he doesn't get him. Matt Adams drops the ball at first base, and so that is going to put 2 runners on for Michael Brantley, but Michael Brantley just gets on top of that one and grounds into a double play. Looks like we're going to squander a couple base runners here, and Brandon Moss would chop out to Johnny Peralta, who makes the play this time. Matt Adams actually decides to catch it. Corey Kluber on the mound for us, 10-1 with a 1.42 ERA. His second start since coming off of the disabled list earlier, or his third start, excuse me, since coming off the disabled list a couple weeks earlier. And first batter of the game is going to be struck out. That's Danny Santana playing center field for them. But then Jason Hayward with an 0-1 count. Next batter, and he mashes this one out to right field, showing some of that power that he was always supposed to have coming up as a prospect that never quite filled out. Looks like he is finally breaking through as a Cardinal, but Corey Kluber would not let that shatter his early confidence. He gets Matt Carpenter, to strike out on that sinker outside. We're going to jump to the top of the third inning, and Brandon Moss Jason Kipnis, is at bat. And he is going to draw a walk. They have very similar batting stances and looks. And of course, Jason Kipnis is going to steal right there to put himself in scoring position for Ben Revere. Not the greatest power hitter, but he can hit that gap. Goes all the way to the wall, and that is going to be fielded by Danny Santana, but not before Ben Revere gets all the way over to third base, an RBI triple, and that ties up the game at 1. But that's not what we're going to settle for. Francisco Lindor lines to Johnny Peralta, but that does bring the run home. So Johnny Peralta getting his fair share of plays over at shortstop this afternoon. Matt Adams in the fourth, and Carlos Santana can't get to that. Jason Kipnis had no reaction to it at all, and that is going to be a single for Matt Adams. And Matt Holliday, the Matt brothers, that should be their name anyway, goes out to left field over the head of Michael Brantley. He would have one of the best days of his career. He hit 3 doubles on the afternoon. One of his 4 hits, or 3 of his 4 hits, you'll see the other one later. And then Carlos Santana again can't field it, so runners are now on the corners, and the next batter is going to ground out, and that would get us out of the jam, but not before the game was tied up at 2. Giovanni Urshela is up to bat now. He gets a nice bloop single right there in between 3 defenders for the St. Louis Cardinals, and so that puts a runner on first. And the next batter is going to drive him home with a weak single up the middle right there. Actually, Urshela holds up at 30. Probably could have made it home. But Ben Revere would hit it off the head of the pitcher, Adam Wainwright, but he somehow stayed in the game. Wainwright ended up pitching 8 innings this game. You'll see how good he was as the game goes on. But Ben Revere would actually be thrown out by Yadier Molina, one of the few catchers with an arm strong enough to get him. But he gets him nonetheless. And then the St. Louis Cardinals had a really lucky inning right here, as you can see. Michael Brantley, first of all, doesn't catch that, and then second of all, runs into the wall, and they end up getting 2 bases out of that when it should have been none. And then Jason Hayward, ball up the middle. That's not necessarily luck. That's just a really good piece of hitting right there. And that drives a run home. So very, very bad BABIP going on for Corey Kluber, and that would continue right here. Matt Carpenter gets... Oh, actually, Matt Carpenter flies out. But David Murphy or Stephen Piscotty, whoever's in right field, ends up diving after that and can't get it. But then Matt Adams is going to hit it out to center field, and Ben Revere takes a really bad route to it, and Matt Adams is going to end up with a double out of it. Could have gone to third if it wasn't Matt Adams, if it was someone a little bit faster. Yadier Molina right here is going to ground out, but that does move the runner over. No, Carlos Santana is pulled off the bag. And so a lot of bad luck, and ultimately it culminates in a Matt Holliday home run, and that would be pretty much it for the game. No one else scored after that. It would finish off 7-3 as we had a runner in scoring position with Yan Gomes at bat, but he grounded out into a double play. And that was the only runner in scoring position anyone got for the rest of the game. So that's going to do it. The Indians lose 7-3 after a very unlucky inning, a lot of defensive miscues, and just bad animations on MLB The Show's part. Leads to a loss right here, but it's only interleague play. We split these 2 games with the Cardinals. Next episode is going to be the second to last regular season gameplay against the Chicago White Sox, the current second place team in the American League Central. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy. Leave a like for more Indians baseball.